Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel Nate's Pink Bookshelf. My name is Nate Denise for those of you who are new to the channel, and I am back with another book haul. This is part 3 of my sort of March book haul, if you will. These are going to be the books that I picked up from Amazon as well as Thriftbooks.com. I've already showed you guys the things that I picked up between February and March as well as my Book of the Month book club picks. So now we're going to dive into this. So I'm going to start off with the things that I got from Amazon, and then we're going to dive into the things that I got from Thriftbooks.com. Just a quick note, these are all going to be biblical fiction, Christian fiction kind of novels. They're more historical, if you will, but they're based on biblical characters, biblical people, biblical locations. So I just wanted to state that in case you're not into those kind of books, but they are pretty interesting. So the first one I have from Amazon is going to be from Lynn, and it's Gods and Kings. This is the first book in the Chronicles of the Kings, and this follows King Hezekiah. So it's his story, and pretty much that's all that I know. I'm actually interested in this story just because I read a previous book that talked about King Hezekiah. So this sounds like it's going to be really interesting. This is a long series, so I'm excited to dive into this. And if I do enjoy this, I will continue to purchase the other books in the series. The next book is going to be by Angela Hunt, and this is actually book 3 in her Silent Year series, and it's called Jerusalem's Queen. This is a novel of Salome Alexandria. Basically, this is biblical fiction set around the times of the Silent Year. So basically the time between the Old Testament and the New Testament. This is what these books are about. This is the third book in that series. I do have another book. Yes, I do have the first book. I don't own the second one, but yeah, I'm gonna show you guys the first book soon. But I got this because the cover was really freaking gorgeous. Her face is just stunning. Everything about this cover is amazing to me. So it's called Jerusalem's Queen. The next 2 books are books that I felt like I had to buy because I absolutely love this author. I have read all of her books. I loved every single one of her books. She has 7 books out total. Of those 7, I have read 5, and of those 5, I rated 4 of them 5 stars and rated 1 a 4-star. So I love this author, and her name is Tessa Afshar. So I decided to just go and purchase the last 2 books that I needed to basically complete my collection. And the first one is going to be Bread of Angels by Tessa Afshar. This is a story of Lydia, who was the seller of the color purple, and I am so excited to read this. I actually recently read a story that included Lydia, and it was so phenomenal. So I'm so excited to get her take on Lydia and whatnot. So yeah. The next book is going to be Land of Silence by Tessa Afshar, and this is the story of the woman with the issue of blood. I heard that this is very sad, very depressing, and I'm interested to see her take on this story. From reading the synopsis, it's going to be very, very hard. Like, she loses people, she loses the business, I think. She breaks up with her betrothed or whatever it's called, and yeah, it sounds like it's going to be such a devastating story, but such an eye-opening story. So I'm excited to get into this, and I just love the cover. Like, the cover of this is so stunning. So I'm excited to dive into this and see her kind of take on the woman with the issue of blood. Okay, so the last 3 books are going to be from the same author, Connilyn Cossette, and I adore her writing. It's the same reason why I bought the Tessa Afshar books. I just wanted to have all of her books. As of right now, Connilyn Cossette has 5 books out. I already own 2 of them, so I figured why not get the other 3. And this first trilogy that she has was kind of crucial, I guess, in a sense, to me really truly understanding the other 2 books that are from her, because the main character in her current series is featured in the last trilogy. So I opted to just go and get them because I love her writing. I love the things that she creates. And Connilyn Cossette, she is the type of author that creates biblical fiction, but her main characters are fictional characters and her secondary characters are actual people from the Bible, which I think is amazing. So the first one is going to be Counted with the Stars. This is the first book in the Out from Egypt, is it? Yeah, Out from Egypt trilogy, and the cover on this is stunning. I love the covers. They're so pretty. This one is more muted, but yeah, this is going to be amazing. I believe these feature Moses, and the other 2 books from her other series features Joshua, but yeah, Counted with the Stars. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Following that, we have the sequel, which is Shadow of the Storm, and I love this cover. The colors are just stunning. I love how it just fades into each other. I love the clouds with the lightning, and just everything about it is like amazing to me. The third book in the series is going to be Wings of the Wind, and this is probably my favorite because it features mint and lavender colors in the corner, and I love the softness of this cover. It's like so amazing. The first book is very much muted, the second one is very much bold, and this third one is very much soft. Love it so much. So again, These books are stunning. The spines are just gorgeous altogether, and I'm excited to finally own the first trilogy and to read the first trilogy before book 3 in her current series comes out. Okay, so now moving on to Thriftbooks. So this was the first time I ever purchased with Thriftbooks, and I made an order of 10 books. I spent about $35 total, and I'm actually impressed, and I actually do enjoy Thriftbooks, so I'm definitely going to order from them again really soon. But this first round, I ordered strictly biblical fiction novels because I'm really getting into biblical fiction a lot more. So the first one I have for you is going to be Love Amid the Ashes by Mesu Andrews. I have already read this. It was quite interesting. I believe I gave this 4 stars. It was a really good story. This is the story of what's her name, Dina? Yes, Dina and the story of Job combined together, and it was really, really beautiful, very sweet romance. I loved it. It talked a lot about you know, shame and trusting God, and I enjoyed this so much. It was a really great read. I read it. I tied up the first half. The second portion of it I really didn't care for, but yeah, it was still a great read. So we have this one. The next book is one that I've heard a lot of people talk about when they talk about kind of like fiction-based novels, Christian fiction novels. And this is one I've heard about so many times, and I decided to get, and the writing on here is really tiny, but I'm hoping I like it. And it's called The Robe by Lloyd C. Douglas. And I'm not sure if any of you guys know the story of Jesus Christ and crucifixion, but how they cast lots for his clothing. So this is basically following the story of the guy who had the robe from Jesus Christ. So yeah, I'm excited, and you can see here they are casting lots for his clothing. So yeah, this follows the Roman soldier who won Christ's robe as a gambling prize, and he sets forth on a quest to find the truth about the Nazarene's robe. So I know that this is going to be mind-blowing. It is going to be awe-inspiring. It's probably going to give me some tears, a little bit of laughter, but I'm excited to dive into this and see what I think, because I heard that this is pretty much a classic among the Christian biblical fiction genre. So hopefully. And as I was saying with the writing, it's very much tiny, bold font, but you know, very much that old type of writing. So can't wait to dive into this. Next, we have Return to Me by Lynn Austin, and this is the first book in the Restoration Chronicles. This basically takes place, I believe, around the time of the exile. Yes, well, after the exile, with the people wanting, supposedly supposed to return back to their land, but choosing to stay, I believe, in Babylonia. I believe that's where they wanted to stay. But this one talks about King Cyrus. This talks about Dina. This talks about Zechariah. So I'm excited to really dive into this and learn some more things about that era. Following that, I have this book, which I believe is a standalone. It's by Diana Wallis Taylor, and it's called Journey to the Well. This is basically the story of the Samaritan woman at the well and Jesus Christ. I'm excited to see what she creates with the Samaritan woman, just because I love that story and all of the kind of knowledge that you get from that story. So I am ready to dive into this really, really soon, and I really do like her robe. It's really nice. Her outfit is really nice. Next, we have a story from Tosca Lee, and it's called Iscariot, a novel of Judas. And this is basically the story of the guy who betrayed Jesus, the disciple who betrayed Jesus. And I'm excited to really dive into this to see. It says, a story you thought you knew, Judas Iscariot. History has called him many things: thief, liar, traitor, reviled throughout history and infamous for his suicide. He is the man whose very name is synonymous with betrayal. The only disciple that Jesus called friend. And yeah, it's an extraordinary view into the life of Jesus that forces us to re-examine everything we thought we knew about the most famous and infamous religious icons in history. So I believe this is telling the story of Jesus through Judas's eyes. So yeah, I'm excited to dive into this, because I know Judas is very much the, you know, biblical character that we all dislike because of what he did to Christ, but he was also a crucial part in the whole story of Christ as well. So I'm excited to dive into her biblical fiction kind of story on him. The next 3 books are going to be all from the same author, but they're a part of 2 different series. They're by Angela Hunt. So this first one is from the Silent series, and this is actually book 1. It's called Egypt's Sister. This is the novel of Cleopatra. That's all I know. It takes place during the silent years. This is book 1. I showed you guys book 3, which was Jerusalem's Queen. I don't own book 2. I'm trying to get my hands on it really soon. But yeah, I'm excited to dive into this and see what it's about, because I really don't know anything about this at all. The next 2 books are also, like I said, from Angela Hunt, but these are from her Dangerous Beauty trilogy. I have read book 1 and I read book 3. I haven't read book 2, but in this haul, I only have book 2 and 3. I don't own book 1 yet, which is funny. But book 2 is going to be Bathsheba. Reluctant Beauty. So this is the story of Bathsheba, and I think her time was King David. Yes, was King David. And the covers on these are just stunning. This one is more green. The third book in the series is going to be Delilah, Treacherous Beauty. I have read this in ebook form. I purchased a physical copy because I did enjoy this. I gave it 4 stars. It is a story of Delilah and Samson. I absolutely enjoyed this so much. It was so good. And honestly, the cover is what gets me every time with this book. The purple mixed with the green eyes, and then the back of the book, her face, stunning. Esther, which I believe is called Royal Beauty, is really pretty. It has a red cover. I'll put the photo here. It's a stunning cover. I think it's absolutely gorgeous, and I do want to own all 3 books, even though I gave both book 1 and book 3 4 stars. I'm pretty sure book 2 is going to get a 4-star rating for me as well, but I still want to own them because I think they're still great books to have. Okay, so the last 2 books are going to be from Liz Curtis Higgs, who is a phenomenal writer. I actually love her Christian nonfiction books, so I figured why not give her fictional novels a try. And these are going to be historical fictions, but they're sort of biblical story retellings, which I think is actually interesting. I'm not much of a historical fiction person. You guys have seen my last 2 hauls where I had some historical fiction. I'm not a super major fan of historical fiction, but I'm trying to get into it more so in the Christian genre, so we'll see. But these 2 books are going to be, I guess, a duology, and they are retellings of the story of Ruth and Naomi and Boaz. So basically, it talks about the book of Ruth, but in a historical sense. So the first one is going to be Here Burns My Candle. And I absolutely love the cover. It's so cute and pretty. And I love the dress and the choker she's wearing. So we have this one. The second book is going to be Mine is the Night, which is the sequel to Here Burns My Candle, and it's gorgeous as well. I don't know, I love the colors of this as well on here. There are both study guides. I think they both have study guides in them, yes, to keep the book interactive and interesting. But yeah, they're definitely different genres than what I'm used to because they're historical. But because they are based on the book of Ruth, and I absolutely adore the book of Ruth and what it teaches, I'm excited to dive into those. So that is it for my Amazon and Thriftbooks order. These, like I said, were all biblical fiction books. I will be making another purchase with Thriftbooks soon for some more biblical fiction novels as well as some fantasy, because there's so many books that I want, like, so bad. But I think I might wait a little while before I make another order, just because with this first order I did have a problem with 3 of the books, but they did resend me the other books, like resend copies of those books to me. One of the books that I ordered for what was it called, Egypt's Sister, came with like a massive hole in it, which I didn't understand because I ordered it in very good condition. The Robe, when I originally ordered it in very good condition. It came with like water damage, so they resent the other one. The one that I showed you guys just now was the new one that they sent. And then I think there was another one returned to me. When I ordered that first book had like pin marks on it, which I didn't understand because I ordered in very good condition. And, you know, I don't mind, you know, books having problems, but the problem comes when I'm paying for something for a specific condition and it's not coming in the condition that it should be. I did email them immediately and they did send out those copies to me immediately. So I definitely do love Thriftbooks. I love what they offer. And I'm not the type of person that's like gung-ho about my spines. I think one of these books has like messed up spines. Yeah, like this book here has like a broken spine, and it doesn't really bother me. I think it bothers me more so if I personally break my spines, but if I'm purchasing secondhand books and they come with the spine broken, it doesn't matter as long as it's not terrible. This is not terrible to me. You know, I have some books that I've personally broken the spines on before, but none of them had any writing in them. And I actually received one that was signed. I think this one, Mine is the Night, came signed to a Patricia. But that doesn't bother me because it's a signed copy from Liz Curtis Higgs, and I absolutely adore Liz Curtis Higgs. So, yes, I am excited to dive into these books. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. More book hauls will be coming. Book reviews will be coming. And, yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. So, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.